Today I'm going to take you guys through a safe practice of how to reconstitute BPC157 and TB500 mixed in the same vial. For anybody new here, my account is called Peptide Maxing, and I'm recording my stage 2 recovery of a broken ankle until I can walk again using peptides. I do daily update posts and daily injection posts and spit whatever knowledge that I may know. Here we have a vial of BAC water, also known as bacterial static water. This is what we'll be using to dilute our freeze-dried BPC157 10 milligrams and TB500 10 milligrams. Other items you need: 2 1 ml insulin syringes. Now whether you're using a U40 or a U100, I have another video on my channel showing the differences and how to do the calculations for your dosage. But for right now, we're just pulling 1 ml, so it doesn't matter which one you use. This is the same method that you'll be using no matter what peptide you're mixing. Obviously, your reconstitution is going to be different depending on how much BAC water you're injecting into your vial. But the practice of staying sterile and the practice of injecting BAC water into these vials is all the same. First thing we do is use our alcohol wipe to completely clean the entirety of the vial. You don't know where these have been or handled when shipping, and we want to make sure that there are no contaminants when we break the rubber barriers. On the top of each vial that you have, it's going to have a disposable plastic cap. You're going to crack that open. You can hear the snap. There's your metal ring. This is garbage. It's not reusable. Now we have access to a rubber barrier. These vials from factory have a negative pressure in them. So what you're going to want to do is pull the exact amount that you're going to be injecting into the vial. So for this, we're going to be pulling a max of 1 ml for our first needle. And slowly pull your bacterial static water. You can see as I do this, it wants to fight me with the negative pressure. Just take your time, you'll get it. There we are at 1 ml. We're going to open up another alcohol wipe and we're going to clean the top of this vial. Now that everything's sterile, now remember this has a negative pressure, so as soon as this bacterial static water needle breaks our rubber barrier, it's going to want to zero itself out and it's going to start sucking from this. Now a big mistake that a lot of people make is they'll come in like this and they'll shoot this compound straight on. Peptides are very fragile. We do not want to shoot it with our BAC water directly at the compound. So we're going to hold our finger on the top of our syringe. We're going to break the rubber barrier, and we're going to hold our vial on an angle and slowly monitor letting the syringe slip through our finger as we let the BAC water run down the side and not shoot directly onto our compound. Take your time with this, minimize bubbles. Now you can see how it's running down the side and it's slowly pooling into itself, not directly making an absolute party inside of our vial. That's our first one done. Remove this needle, discard this needle, because now this needle is contaminated through going through 2 rubber fields. Some people skip this step and they like to use the same needle as they're breaking through the barriers. It's not good practice. There's no point in risking this for the cost of one of these cheap needles. And we're going to repeat the process of zeroing out our BAC water to our 1 ml line. Slowly depress, flip, and pull your secondary ml. Sometimes I like to pull past my 1 ml and just re-inject just a hoot until I get up to my line. Remove your BAC water and repeat the process of holding the top of the syringe. Turn on to a 45 and manage your flow. You can see that compound in the very bottom not getting mixed up, which is exactly what we want. Second ml done. That's all we're doing for BAC. Now once you've cracked your BAC water, this has a lifespan of 28 days. So set your calendar for 28 days. Once 28 days hits, get rid of it. The correct procedure for mixing these is not to shake the piss out of it. That's a mistake. What we're going to do is gently roll. And you can see how that compound is just staying there. Take your time. Don't rush this. The last thing you want to do is be too aggressive with this and possibly ruin rupturing the compound. Another method is to put it onto your surface and slowly roll with your hand. I prefer to do it in my fingers so I can watch and make sure that I'm not being too aggressive with the compound. Roll this for a little bit and then let it sit on the side and then come back and roll it again. Now I've just made this exact video with CJC 1295 and ipamorelin. This is a 5 milligram mix in the same vial. Check out this video on my YouTube channel as well. Now a good practice to make sure that all of this compound has combined with your BAC water is to let it sit 1 hour prior to injection. Now with the 2 ml reconstitution of 10 milligrams BPC157 and 10 milligrams of TB500 in the same vial, with our bases on a U100 1 ml insulin syringe. For 500 micrograms, start out with 10 units. For 1 milligram of each compound, run 20 units. When starting out with this compound for the first time, you're going to want to run 500 micrograms. Cycle that for a week every day, and then you can think about moving up to 1 milligram. Most people stay at 500 micrograms. With me, because I went through a surgery and it was quite substantial, I've moved up to 1 milligram of each compound. Now, when injecting this, you're going to want to do a cycle. You can do an 8-week or you can do a 12-week for more severe issues. And you're going to want to take a 2 to 4 week break after each cycle and then continue again. Follow along to see if these peptides actually help me heal and they actually help me walk again.